Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Friday, 28th November 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. St. Vincent and the Grenadines voted in their general elections and yielded exciting results. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and leader of the Unity Labour Party, ULP, has been replaced by Dr. Godwin Friday of the National Democratic Party, NDP, as Prime Minister. General elections, which were held 21 days after the dissolution of Parliament, with Dr. Gonsalves going for what he hoped would have been his sixth uninterrupted term, saw a serious upset, with his party likely only to be able to secure very few of the 15 seats, while Dr. Friday's party was able to capture a majority, as per preliminary results. Figures are cloudy up to close of production of this news package, but the NDP may very well win in excess of 10 seats. We plan to have more for you as the details of this developing story come to hand. All for now, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has a new government. In other news, the Chief Personnel Officer of Trinidad and Tobago has asked the President of the Public Service Association to meet today, Friday. Akash Samaru of CNC3 News has some details as to the reason for the meeting.
But PSA President Felicia Thomas is not happy with the proposed agenda. Because while Thomas thought it was to put the 10% off on the table...
No, it was not. It was an invitation to a presentation on the state of the economy.
Felicia Thomas said there's no need for that, as the PSA is already aware of the state of the economy and accused the CPO commander, Dr. Daryl Dindial, of stalling the process.
You see that presentation that you're preparing? Forget about it.
But the CPO said it's not a step that should be skipped, as it forms the foundation for the wage talks. Commander Dindial rejected the claim that he's stalling negotiations and said, as promised, they will commence in the last week of November. The CPO said the economy is not static, and while the PSA believes it began negotiations in 2022, that 2022 outlook cannot be applied to the realities of fiscal 2026. Furthermore, the CPO is questioning why the PSA does not want to understand the country's financial position. He stressed that he is certain the PSA does not have all the information that the Finance Ministry's economists are going to present on Friday. Commander Dindial says all unions are familiar with the established procedure for wage negotiations and have never previously expressed any disagreement or resistance to it. He said he hopes the PSA attends this Friday so wage talks can start immediately after. Our efforts to contact the PSA president today were unsuccessful.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, in the meantime, said the topic of Venezuela did not come up during her meeting with General Dan Kane, the U.S. military's highest-ranking officer. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said the U.S. Air Force aircraft spotted in Tobago was there to assist with road works on the airport's compound.
There's nothing much more to say, Akash. I'm sorry. What I put out yesterday, I can read it back to you. We had a very good meeting, very pleasant, bilateral relations. We are both committed to the narco-trafficking against it, against the human trafficking,
Yes.
against the drug
We
running,
reported
you know.
it
And that's what
2025.
we reaffirmed in that meeting yesterday.
Any mention of Venezuela?
You will not believe? The answer is no.
Nothing at all.
No.
Has this government taken any decision with respect to the U.S. declaring the Maduro regime a terrorist organization?
No, we have not. We have not gone down that pathway. No, we
But
have
does the
not.
government recognize Maduro as the legitimate president of Venezuela?
I will tell you this: we stand with the people of Venezuela. We stand with the people of Venezuela.
We saw pictures of a U.S. Air Force aircraft in Tobago today. Can you tell us what that aircraft is?
Yeah, they are helping us with something to do at the airport. They are helping us. They did a bit of roadway. The Marines are here. They're trading with our people, and that's what it was about. It's not a military force as such. They're not here on the ground. We are not about to launch any campaign against Venezuela. I've made that very clear. Trinidad has not been asked to be a base for any war against Venezuela. As I said to you, Venezuela was not mentioned yesterday. We were on the anti-trafficking, drug trafficking, gun running, human trafficking. Those are the issues we are very concerned about.
The 250 Marines that were in Trinidad, they all know.
I think they were supposed to leave yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Training still going on in terms of America and
But not today, if that's what you mean. No.
I mean, are they still troops in Trinidad from America?
To my knowledge, no.
What about military assets, aircraft, vessels, anything in Trinidad and Tobago territory right now?
Not to my knowledge, sir. But I see they're saying there are vessels in Trinidad waters. I don't know how you guys assess they are in Trinidad waters. To the best of my knowledge, we were not requested to have any of these vessels in Trinidad and Tobago waters. To the best of my knowledge, in international waters.
Prime Minister, there has been some talk that foreign diplomats are being pulled out of Caracas. Are our diplomats still in Caracas?
I cannot answer. My Minister of Foreign Affairs right now is in the UAE. We're engaged in a very important mission there. Several of my ministers are there sourcing FDI projects that we want to do for Blueprint as we go forward. I cannot say yes or no, but I do believe our diplomat is still in Caracas. I do believe so. I have not given any instructions to pull anyone out from Caracas.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The atmosphere at the Saab playing field on Tuesday evening as the sea of red supporters turned out in VG for what the St. Lucia Labour Party promised would be the unveiling of a transformative vision for the nation. And the party delivered, with music, movement, and a manifesto they say is built firmly on the voices of the people. More in this report.
The Saab playing field was transformed into a festival of red as the St. Lucia Labour Party hosted the much-anticipated launch of its new manifesto. Team Labour, its full slate of candidates, arrived to loud cheers led by First Deputy Political Leader Dr. Ernest Hilaire, with Political Leader and Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre rounding out the procession. The night opened with prayer from Micoud North candidate Jeremiah Norbert, asking for divine protection and a peaceful election season. Hosted by former Press Secretary Jade Brown, the event blended speeches with music, dance, and dramatic performances that kept supporters on their feet. VA4 South candidate Danny Butcher delivered one of the first addresses, highlighting the importance of the night and of the document being released.
Brothers and sisters, tonight we gather for more than the unveiling of a document. We assemble at a decisive crossroad in our journey. Tonight we gather here so that the St. Lucia Labour Party could share with you its guiding principles.
The manifesto is heavily focused on direct benefits for citizens, with a strong emphasis on job creation, social protection, and inclusive growth. Key programs designed to improve lives include the introduction of an unemployment benefits scheme, the expansion of the successful Youth Economy Agency, with new grants and training, and the construction of affordable housing to address a significant stock deficit. Furthermore, the SLP pledges to enhance healthcare by commissioning new hospitals and expanding universal care, intensify the fight against crime through community-based interventions and police capacity building, and ensuring broader access to reliable water, affordable energy, and digital infrastructure for all households. Butcher described the manifesto as a declaration shaped by the hopes, fears, struggles, and dreams of all St. Lucians, echoed moments later by Ancillary Cannery's candidate, Wayne Gerard.
Tonight, as we gather to launch this manifesto, we celebrate more than the work of a government. We celebrate the work of a people who refuse to be defeated by difficulty, refuse to be discouraged by setbacks, and refuse to let our nation be pulled backward by reckless leadership.
Highlighting opportunities for youth and women, Castries Southeast candidate Lisa Jawahir emphasized that the manifesto keeps people front and center, reflecting real concerns from the cradle to the grave.
If we want a fair society, we must ensure every child gets a fair start. And this manifesto will strengthen early childhood education, support for children with special needs, modern classrooms, teacher training, digital learning resources, and school infrastructure upgrades.
First Deputy Political Leader Dr. Ernest Hilaire underscored the party's commitment to people-centered development.
These values remind us that development is meaningless if it leaves the people behind. Growth is hollow if it only benefits a few. Progress is weak if it cannot be felt in the lives of real people, of everyone.
He pointed to future investments in healthcare, education, youth, culture, tourism, agriculture, and digital transformation, calling culture and identity the island's greatest assets. The party's platform, he says, is built on a record of economic growth and fiscal responsibility, and it promises to drive further progress through major infrastructural projects, including upgrades to the Uwanora International Airport, seaports, and water systems. The central pillar of their plan is a significant transformation of the education system, aiming to create a smart education ecosystem with digital skills programs, AI tutors, and smart classrooms to prepare the next generation for the global digital economy. Political leader and Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre framed the manifesto as a continuation of the policies rooted in fairness and responsibility. Programs, he said, are designed to lift the many and not the few.
This manifesto is guided by one principle: putting people first. Say it after me. The labor way. This means policies rooted in fairness, decisions based on evidence, budgets built on responsibility, programs that uplift the many, not the few. We do not govern for applause. We govern for impact. We do not lead for popularity. We lead for progress. We do not build for today alone. We build for the next generation.
The Prime Minister then called the full slate of candidates forward to receive their copies of the document. The event ended the way it began, festive and spirited, with more music and entertainment, as supporters celebrated what the party promises will be a transformational next 5 years, if re-elected.
Opposition leader in the Bahamas, Michael Pintard, has called on the government of Philip Davis to account on an issue which he termed outrageous and unacceptable. Antonio Day of HGP Nightly News has more.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard told Prime Minister Philip Davis that it is outrageous and unacceptable that the amount of Bahamian taxpayer monies or funds injected into what appears to be a shell company doubled to more than $20 million during the 3 months to end September without any government explanation. Pintard, in a November 23, 2025 letter to Davis King Council, demanded that his administration give a fulsome explanation on the financing and circumstances surrounding Carmichael Village Project Development Company after the Ministry of Finance just published a debt report for the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year, first quarter, which revealed that its entities borrowing indebtedness increased by more than 100% during that period. Latrell Rami, the Prime Minister's Communication Director, did not respond to messages seeking comment before press time. Meanwhile, the Free National Movement, FNM, also seized on data from the same Ministry of Finance report, showing that Bahamas Power and Light's debts owed to the government increased by $57.1 million, or 33.5% during summer 2025.
I am Eddie Frederick, wishing you a restful weekend. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.